Okay, hi everyone.
Hey.
Today we're gonna make our fourth group discussion, which is on Up movie. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about some details about Up movie. Up is a 29 American three-dimension computer animated comedy adventure film produced by Pixar Animation Studios and released by Walt Disney Pictures. Okay, this movie was directed by Pete Docter and co-directed by Bob Peterson, with music composed by Michael Giacchino. Okay, Up was Pixar's first film to be presented in Disney's digital 3D dimension, and Up was released on 29 May 2009 and opened the 29 Cannes Film Festival, becoming the first animated and 3D film to do so. Okay, the film became a great financial success, accumulating over $731 million.
Oh, that's a bit much. Basically, 35 million is
Yeah.
a big amount of money, right?
For an animation movie, it's really high amount of profit.
Okay, the film has received 5 Academy Award nominations, including the Best Picture, making it the second animated film to receive such a nomination and become the Pixar's first Best Picture nomination, following the Beauty and the Beast, which released on 1991.
1991. Yeah.
Before we are
It's why even more rare. Yeah. I watched it when I was like 6 years old. Like, if I'm not mistaken.
But that's a different type of movie.
Yeah.
Right now we are continuing with the Up story. So, who's next?
Maybe
I'm next. Okay. I'll tell you about the summary of the plot about Up movie. So, Up movie started by a young Carl Fredricksen who met a young adventure spirited girl named Ellie. Okay, so they both dream of going to the lost land in South America. Eventually, Carl grows up and marries Ellie. They promise each other that they would travel to the Paradise Fall and build a house there. And then, many years later, Ellie dies, and Carl, who is lonely, refused to move from their house despite the offer of the owner of construction company. When Carl accidentally hits a worker that damaged his mailbox, he is sentenced to move to a retirement home. But before they take him, he and his house fly away. And however, he has a stowaway aboard, and which is Russell, an 8-year-old boy who wants to get and assisting the elderly batch. Okay, and then because of that, so Russell and Carl travel together. Next, I proceed to Jaff, which will tell us about Daphne, which will tell us about exciting events.
for me, I tell a little bit summary after Camila said for where they have fly away. So they encounter a talking dog which is Dark, and Kevin, a rebel, and Charles Moons, which is the evil villains.
Yes.
Okay, I think the most exciting event for me where Mr. Felixson changed his talk to help Russell and Kevin. I think that's the most interesting event because before this, Mr. Felixson only think about his house and to go to the Paradise Fall to build home. But after he think little about the memory with Ellie, then he changed his thought. So, what are you all think about? Which you think the most interesting event?
I think the part where he flew his house to the Niagara Fall or the Paris Fall by using the balloon, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think the house can fly with a balloon.
Yeah.
It's very ridiculous. But yeah,
He's
it's
thinking out of the box.
Can fly,
Yeah.
fly.
basically, he used
Helium gas.
helium balloon.
gas.
How much is it?
1,000, 10,000, I think, 10,000.
But it's only can survive about 3 days.
Yeah.
Only.
So that's for me the most exciting part of the movie, right?
Yeah.
So anything else?
Afiq, you want to add some interesting event?
Okay, this event. Okay, for me, I think the most interesting event is, I think same as well, where the house fly away, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yes, he used balloon to fly the house. It is very interesting, even though it's not logical.
It's really not logical. That many balloons, in statistics, like, can only fly a cow. That many balloon can only fly a cow, but not a house. They calculate already.
Yeah.
For me, the most interesting event is when their first meeting with Doug the dog. So, and
Yes,
it was quite interesting because Doug can talk, and I was like, whoa, the dog talk, and oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And the birds, Kevin, it's also made the interesting event interesting as it's action. Like he like to play with Russell.
Yeah. And a bird can eat chocolate. What about that?
Cause Mr. Predictor to become annoyed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all for me. I think I will pass to Azwan for the climax
So
event.
the climax of this movie was when Mr. Fredrickson met with Charles Mutz, where he think that for a long time ago, he and his wife take Charles Mutz as an idol, right?
Yes.
He think that Charles Mutz goes to adventure, so Elias and Carl Fredrickson want to join him to meet him at Niagara Falls, right? So that's the climax when he thinks that I think that, Charles used Carl to catch the bird, right?
Yeah,
The
they used many dogs to catch the bird.
Yeah.
For a long time, he was looking for the bird, but he didn't found it.
So
It turns out that Russell found the bird first before the Charles.
So when in the ending of this movie was I think Russell and Kevin got caught at the blind with Charles Mood, but Carl Fredrickson tried to save him by
Where I think I said earlier about he changed his thought to save Kevin
and
and Russell.
He went back, right?
He went back.
help them to escape from the Charles clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else? So I should pass to the main character, that is Laila.
Okay, for the main characters of this movie is an elderly widower named Carl Fredrickson. Edward Ashley is the voice actor for Carl Fredrickson, and as we all know, Carl Fredrickson is an explorer and the Charles Man is his idol. I think you all watch this movie, right? And you can see about the first movie. There's Mr. Carl Fredrickson attend to Charles Man.
Blim.
Blim.
The balloon that
The
balloon-
aircraft,
the
right?
aircraft, right? Right.
He really loved Charles Man because he want to be like Charles Man and explorer.
His
idol,
And-
his idol.
Yes, because of that he met Ellie, his wife, that have same
Interest.
interest like him. So Carl Fredrickson is a responsible because he take care of Russell like his own son. Even though he doesn't know Russell, but he take care of Russell, and he managed to change his promise and to Ellie and to help Russell to save Kevin with his baby. So Carl Ferguson is also a loyal person. You also can see when he stay loyal to his wife.
Take care of his wife.
Even though his wife can give him a child, but they live in happy condition, and he also keep his promise to his wife to build a house in the paradise farm. I think Carl Ferguson is quite stubborn because he refused to go to the Shady Oaks, the retirement house, and he quite selfish because at first he only thinks about his promise and he doesn't think about Russell. And Russell only want to save Kevin and he want to take his house to the paradise fall. But finally he changed his mind to help Russell because he felt that he has responsibility to Russell. And that's all for me. I will proceed to Emir for the second character.
Okay, thank you, Shida. I will explain about the second main character, which is Russell. He's voiced by Jordan Nagai. Okay, what I'll tell you about Russell is a camper, right? Yeah, he's also an explorer. He wants to be a senior explorer, but he needs one more badge to be the senior explorer. So he takes the senior assistant assisting the early badge for the last badge to become the senior explorer. This is also the one who assists Mr. Fredrickson to go to Paradise Falls, which Mr. Fredrickson really want to go, and he knows that Mr. Fredrickson wanted to go there, so he helped Mr. Fredrickson to get along the way. There's lots of obstacles there, right? The journey to go to Paradise Falls is really difficult, but they went to hardships together. Okay, the good thing about Russell is he is very helpful, right?
Yes.
Even though he's small, he can do many things, right? Because he learns about many of his living skills, so through his social service and camper.
But I think he, even though he is an explorer, he cannot.
He
don't know how to
set
set
up
up
camp.
Yeah, maybe, but he know how to pee, right? Yeah, he knows that. And he also loves animals. He make friends with the dog named Doug, which the dog they can speak. It's very interesting. And the rare bird, Snipe, right? Snipe and he named the dog. He named the bird Kevin. And he's also friendly, even though he's really small. But he likes to be friends with everybody, like the animals and the elderly. I think it's a good character, Russell. And the other second big character is Charles Moons, the villain in the movie. Okay, Charles Moons is once a great explorer, but he was what we call the people
Lost trust.
Yeah, he was lost trust because he believed that this bird snipe existed, but he cannot prove the existence of the bird. He only can state the bird exists. So he was not down by the people, and he was not famous then. But the good thing about Charles Moons is he's never stopped dreaming. He's never give up on searching the bird. He also develops a machine that can speak to his dogs and to enable the dogs to talk. And he also can communicate to the dog by finding the bird. I think that is it from me. I proceed to Hafiza. No. Adila, yes. Sorry.
Continue with side character. Do you know who's the side character in this movie?
I think
Doug.
Doug, right?
Doug.
Yeah.
Kevin.
And Evan. Okay, I'm gonna explain both character. First, Duck, voice of Bob the Saint. Duck is an obese golden retriever who belongs to Charles Wood. Duck is a playful, friendly, and also lovable dog who is always kind to those he loves. Okay. He also very good at following the rule, and he can be somewhat of an airhead at times. Okay, next for the second one is Kevin, voice of Pit Doctor. Kevin is a giant bird species that is searching by the Charles Moon.
Yeah, Charles Moon. And also Charles Moon was voiced by Christopher Plummer. Sorry.
Okay, the character of Kevin is friendly to those who have been friendly toward her, but she will act hostile when she felt treated. For example, in the first meeting with the Carl Fredrickson, it was reaching at the Charles Fredrickson. Okay,
I think that the first meeting with Kevin, first meeting with Carl Fredrickson, he was afraid, right?
Yeah, then it screamed.
I think Russell tells Kevin that Mr. Fredrickson is a good
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
thinks that Mr. Fredrickson is a threat. He's always screaming at Mr. Fredrickson.
Yeah. But in the end,
She became his friend with Mr. Fredrickson.
He was playful with the
Stick, walking stick. Yeah, he likes the ball.
The ball.
okay.
Let's continue with Afrik.
Okay, for me, I will explain on my opinion about the plot. Okay, I think all of you enjoyed the movie, right? Yes. The movie is full of adventure, and the characters is very well animated and very cute also, like Russell. And the movie also very, very wonderful to watch because the part in the movies move from part to part is very nice. It's not too slow and not too fast, and everyone can understand the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. For the part is the first part when the Russell made Carl Fredrickson, right, in the house. It's very interesting because as the Carl Fredrickson, Mr. Fredrickson,
Yes.
have to move to retirement home, but
He doesn't want to. He wants to chase his dream to go to Paradise Falls, right?
Paradise Falls, and he still managed to do it even though his wife had
has
Passed away, and then he has to handle this little kid who follows him too.
Yes.
But he managed to go there. Yeah.
Yes, the movie also included the action part. Like they have to went through a storm when they started the adventure with the flying house, and when the Russell, we can see that Russell meet Kevin in the forest, like when he threw some chocolate to him.
Russell
A chocolate
and
and
Kevin wanted the bird, but he's stealing it. At
Yes.
first he was stealing it, then he was giving it.
There's some wonderful part of the movies, and for the last ending part of the movies, even though Carl Fredrickson thinks he can't fulfill his promise to his wife because he think that he lost his house, right, when
Yes.
basically he was already reached the Niagara Falls, right? But in the end, he had
The
to
house.
save. He had to save
Kevin
Kevin and Russell. So he decided to
Throughout his
everything,
everything in the
Throw out
house.
everything.
and then go back to the aircraft,
Aircraft
to
to
save the Russell and Kevin.
but the house still land on the
Yes.
falls,
Yeah,
right?
in the end, the house still.
Managed to fulfill his promise.
Actually, do you all know where is Paradise Falls?
It's in Canada.
No,
I think it's
that is in Vuvuzela. Vuvuzela in South America. Yeah. In fact, the production crew go to the Vuvuzela to have some idea to make the movie. Yeah, to have idea.
The effort.
I read some of it.
Yeah.
The production crew go there to find an idea. Okay, continue.
So, can we continue with your opinion?
Okay, in my opinion about the main character and the side character, okay, the main character is Carl. Like we know, Carl is the character. Carl is very loyal person because after her wife died, he still live in the same old house where they keep many memories there, and even though around the house have new buildings and he needs to move, he still stay in the house because she wants to keep his promise with her wife.
So that's why you bring the house there, right?
Then I think Carl also is very creative person because she can think. He can think to because
He thinks out of the box. He brings the house with
because he is creative because he can make the house to fly with 1,000 balloons.
Yeah, he applied his job to fly his house, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a balloon seller, right? And his wife is a zookeeper. Yeah, she's why is zookeeper.
Even though we know that it's impossible to fly a house, but he makes it real and
He believes that where there's a will, there is
that's
a
the way.
way.
He also a very determined person because he is very determined person because he determined to fulfill his and his wife's dream to go to the furthest world. And then I will say about the main character. My opinion in our second character, that is Russell. Russell is also a determined person because he determined to get a senior wilderness explorer title. He also is very determined person, and he has helped the car along the adventurous journey to the furthest world. And without his help, car maybe cannot go to the furthest world alone because they have to be through the obstacle. And
Have to carry the house from one part to another, right?
I think the presence of Russell in the story makes the story more interesting. If not, Mr. Fredrickson just go to pedestal without any obstacles, right?
But the movie also shown that if we help each other out, everything can go smoothly.
Yes.
When we are alone, sometimes our work can continue part 1 to part A just a bit slow, but with our other help, we can much
Make
faster.
it more interesting and fun, right?
Yeah. So there's always an adventure in every step.
Also,
in my opinion, the complement of the main and side character has made their success to go to the furthest world. That's all for me. Julie, can you your opinion on the moral values?
So first, I would like to give my opinion about the ending of the movie. So as we all know, in the end, the house landed just beside the Paradise Fall. So we all expected that. We all had predicted that. But it is quite satisfying because after knowing all the backstories about why Carl wanted to place his home over there, so that is what the viewer want, what we want. We as the people who watch the movie, that is what we want. So the ending was quite satisfying. So enough said about the ending. Now I would like to emphasize on the moral values. I think that one of the most important moral values in the movie is about chasing our dreams. So in the movies, we can see there are 3 people that really wanted to chase their dreams real badly. First is Carl. He wanted to fulfill his promise to his late wife. And the second one is Russell. Yeah, he wanted to become the senior explorer. And the third one is the villain, which is Charles. And from the story, we know that the most important thing about achieving our dream is to never give up. But in the process of achieving our dreams, we have to do it in a proper way and not by sabotaging others or
Thinking about themselves,
cheating
about oneself.
cheating the public, which in the end gave him more trouble. For example, Charles. Yeah, Charles, because he said that he said that he found this fossil of a very rare bird, and it was actually a lie. It was just a normal creature, and in the end, he was rejected by the public. And I would like to add another point, which is also quite important, which is in love we have to be very loyal. Yeah. For example, Charles himself with Charles. Sorry, Carl. Yeah, their name is quite similar. So as we can see, Carl and Ellie, because of Carl's loyalty to Ellie, they managed to stay together until their golden age, and then he still wanted to fulfill his promise to his wife, even though Ellie's already left into the another world. So my last point is that everyone, including us, we can be friends if we spend enough quality time together. For example, when Carl and Russell became friends, more like a family to me, because they seem quite close. Even though at the beginning of the movie, Carl and Russell were a complete stranger. They didn't know each other. Russell just wanted the badge, and he didn't even
Care
he
about
never talked to Carl before. And in the end of the movie, after spending enough time together, doing stuff together, going into adventure together, they managed to create a bond between them, and in the end they became friends despite the age gap between them. So that is all that I have to say. That is all my opinion on this movie.
So I think that Fatin, can you finish sum up our meeting here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that this movie is quite fun, that everybody can enjoy it. So for those who doesn't watch the movie, I recommend you to watch the movie.
Up.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Adventures.
Yeah, for those who like adventure, can watch the movie.